it's so weird that you're attracted to your cousin. Welcome back, gamers, to another exciting episode of Mediocre Gamers. I am your co-host, INF Rebel, joined by always the Tonto to my Lone Ranger, the cousin lover himself, DMI Patriot. Special guest today, RevDiesel, who was so kind to set up our first ever Dungeons and Dragons for us as the dungeon master. We brought him on to kind of talk about his experience putting this together and kind of things he looks forward to with new players. Lots to talk about today. We got BlizzCon review that Kenny doesn't play, but Rev's cool and does. So we talk about World of Warcraft and other Blizzard games that are coming. And then, the standard bunch of random pop culture and then other tangents that we seem to go off on. But so first things first, Rev, we'll start with you. As someone who's played D&D for a very long time, and you put this together, Kenny, your overall thoughts? You played twice now, and first game I kind of was timid because I didn't really know what to expect, and the second one I kind of get more loose. And we ended up going on this great adventure in this cave. We killed this Bronc guy and this goblin, and we befriended a goblin. And then I'm like, oh, genius idea. I'm going to tell a tale of our success of slaughtering all these goblins. And I forgot we befriended one. And the other guys kind of gave me some weird looks like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I don't know, I was trying to make some gold. But... So as the DM with first timers, how are we doing all right? Is there stuff that
absolutely.
you can see
it's been a blast.
and improve on?
I don't like to tell people how they can improve because I just love seeing them grow in D&D.
Right.
I found it hilarious that you were telling a tale of how you slew this bugbear Bronc in front of one of his buddies, the goblin shaman that you befriended. And he was just devastated, just so fucking sad. And everybody else picked up on that. And you just keep going, and it's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Because me and DMI were talking about it. I'm like, I'm playing a bard, and bards, historically they tell tales and they sing songs. I'm dude, I'm gonna start talking. We go back to town, talk about our travels, talk about our adventures to kind of build the legacy or the story or whatever of our group and what we're doing. And I completely forgot that goblin was with us. And then the other two guys just when they started oh god, I was like, oh shit. I was dying laughing. I'm like, oh well, sorry man. I mean, you knew we killed them all anyway.
It is true. You took out the head as proof. That's really great. He was so scared.
I didn't take his head out. Your buddy took the head out and showed it to him. So I mean, but I'm having an absolute blast. And it's I mean, 100%. I've been having a lot of fun. I'm trying to get more loosened up in it, and figuring the different things out. But I know Kenny, he can tell about what you're enjoying.
Yeah. What we said in the last podcast, I just found myself smiling through the whole thing. It's just once you get past the uncomfortableness of not knowing what you're doing and just kind of enjoying the story, and that's kind of what I was doing there. Is you just kind of you end up immersing yourself into it and just enjoying it and trying to figure out different clues that you're giving us and stuff like that, and different places that we can go to try to figure out more information and how we can get the information out of people. Because we beat a goblin to death trying to get information out of him. I'm like, just be nice. Can we be nice?
You just bound him up, and he's like, I ain't telling you shit. So you just fucking pull up, bound up. You just hung him in a tree. Don't know if he ever got himself down or if anybody came to save him. He just kind of left.
Yeah, I mean,
swearing at you the whole way.
The other guys are kind of wanting to, I just want to murder all of them. I don't care. I just want to slaughter everybody.
No, and that's what I said. When
you guys are trying to subdue it, I'm like, I want to kill this fucker. Yeah, why are you still doing it?
Well, that's the thing.
Is we just get information because I didn't think about that. We can capture him and try to torture him or get information. That way, I went blood thirsty. That was my first fight. I'm like, let's murder everybody. Let's kill the elves too if they're alive.
Yeah, we call those murder hobos.
We
Fucking
just
hop a train
Kill
to Murder
everything,
Town. Let's
take all their
go.
loot.
yeah, we just assumed that the goblins were bad. That's all we did. We just like automatically assumed that, and I'm like, okay.
Well, that's 30 years of me watching
30 years
fantasy.
worth of
Yeah,
fantasy.
probably when I was like, I'm 38, so I kind of got into that when I was probably like 8. Like, yeah, I've never met the only like nice goblin. Like even the goblins in Harry Potter are dickheads. They run a bank.
Yes. Yeah, they are assholes.
Uh,
But like, yeah, I mean, it all really started with, Tolkien's characterization of them, right? Like he wrote the story of elves being this haughty magic people and dwarves being, greedy for gold and blacksmiths that live in mountains, and it's just kind of stuck. So there are tons of different settings out there where things are different. This is my own setting, right? Matt Mercer, who does Critical Role, he's got a kingdom of the civilized races where only certain religions are allowed to be practiced, and they are actively at war with another civilization that is run by the Dark Elves, and they have goblins and minotaurs and orcs and tieflings and all the other races that are historically barbaric and savage and just fight and raid, but they have their own society, right? And then there's others that are just everybody is commingled, and there's just some dickheads out there, right? Like you have the ravaging horde, like of Goliaths and orcs that try and take and steal, and there's some humans in there too, but there's also Goliaths and orcs that are well-adjusted members of society, whether they're blacksmiths or traders or enchanters, who knows. And I kind of like to stick that way because nobody is inherently bad except for a lich, maybe, because he had to do some shady shit to become an undead sorcerer, and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of the storytelling aspect of games. I do like to pepper in fights here and there because without it, some people get bored. Some people are just in it for the fight.
Travis.
And I've run games like that where it's just like, all right, show up, get mission, go fight thing. And it's a perfectly valid way to play. Like it's certainly what some people want.
Like as our first time, like I'm just so used to playing games, mission, kill, loot.
Yeah.
And then, learning from those other two guys, kind of like how they do it, because they've obviously played more than we have, because we played twice. But just kind of seeing how they do things and kind of learn it. Oh, I can do this, or like something that I didn't know. So we do ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do like that aspect of kind of talking and gathering information. And then I didn't know we could subdue him and like ask him questions. I was just like, let's murder fucking everything, fuck them all.
It's actually why I set up the first encounter that way. A lot of the stereotype of D&D is you set up your first encounter and you're in a tavern with some people, and a tavern gets attacked by bandits or raiders or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But this, I kind of wanted to just put you straight into the action. Like you're in a caravan, you're going somewhere.
Because like
you
even
come across other people being attacked.
DMI came up with the point. He's like, how do we know the elves are good?
Right.
And it's like, I don't know. I'm clearly prejudiced in my fantasy world here. That I just assumed that the elves were good and the goblins were bad. That's on me, or orcs, or whatever. It was goblins, yeah. But yeah, I was like, you're 100% right. They could have been bad, but like I didn't even think about it. It's just because all the games I've played in my entire life, it's good and bad.
And that I wasn't expecting anybody to try and subdue the goblin. That was actually a surprise to me, because the other two players are players of D&D for a longer period of time. Not Big Ben, the Feast. He is not quite as experienced as Kyle, who's been in it for quite a while, but they had those same inborn prejudices of goblin bad. And they immediately went to attack the goblins. They didn't hesitate about the elves. And So I was a little surprised when you tried to subdue him, and I was working on the fly there. But that first encounter, fight the goblins, save the caravan, right? And then you have the person to talk to immediately after. That was like, all right, you've got a little bit of travel, you've got fight, you've got role play. So it's like, I gave you all that right at the beginning and then just said go after that.
How did you like watch a video, or did you just like think of subdue off the top of your head? Didn't you do it, DMI, Kenny?
Do
Or
what?
was it the other guy? Subdue the goblin. In the
No,
very
I
first
thought about like because I asked if
DMI,
if I could.
Yeah, so I didn't know if you just like, because I know you were watching a lot of videos for prep. I didn't want to do any of that. Like I wanted to just be a fucking green ass.
I watched
in, it's like, and just learn on the fly, because that's how I raid too.
I watched like this. I watched this one video on YouTube, and it was basically it's basically an intro to D&D, and it was really well produced. And he even said basically he doesn't want people to come in there with preconceived rules and stuff like that.
Right.
And then and Rev even said that before that, he's like, you don't really need to know everything. But me being me, I need to learn more and do that. And he said it also. And I was like, okay, maybe I really don't need to come in here thinking that I need to know everything beforehand. So I watched a few, videos on that. I'm basically, the storytelling aspects and stuff like that. And so I thought it was really interesting. So I rolled into our first experience really, green and not knowing a whole lot. I have since noticed more and more things like in my day to day with it, just seeing like random things that show D&D, which is I now that I'm playing it a little bit, I think I'm seeing it more, and I think that's interesting. So I'm seeing.
Just walk around Target like, a fucking goblin over there.
No, I mean more or less the random stories, like with the celebrities and stuff that play D&D and all that, and like holy crap, like there are some.
Yeah, like there's crazy like the amount of people that like play this. Like, I was talking to my brother. I was like, "Hey, I'm playing D&D," and he was telling me like a bunch of like his high school friends like used to play it too. I'm like, "What? Like those guys play? Like really?" Like it was shocking because they were kind of, wouldn't expect it, and you just can't like. I've learned you can't really put someone in a shell that plays this because there's just so many people. Like we discussed, like on the Big Bang Theory, like all those guys actually really play D&D, like Joe Manganiello and all those other guys. It's just crazy.
RevDiesel, Mila Kunis,
like all these big celebrities.
Terry Crews.
It's like a huge thing out there that a lot they get together.
The Big Show.
D&D games.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's anything. And then Rev was telling us about like it's huge in prison too.
Yep.
So yeah, it's something like we talked about last time. It's just since like I was a child, I haven't really like when I'm an adult, I don't use my imagination much. Like when I read books, that's why I like to read books. Is like I get to build that whatever the author is writing, and I build it up here, and I kind of create my own. And then a lot of them go on to make movies, and you're like, that's not how I really saw it. Or like, oh, they captured that. That's why like I am excited to like do Ready Player 2 and read that, and then kind of see what Steven Spielberg does with it, because that guy's a genius. But he is. So when you created, you basically are creating all these encounters for us. Is there like a template or manual? Or you just kind of going off your
I could pull a bunch of them out of like the monsters manual, like a skeleton or a goblin fighter, like yoink, like just pull it in. I've got the stat block. I've got everything. The map for that dungeon I actually took from somewhere else, and just filled it with my own shit, right? And even some of those characters that you've met and talked to are characters that I made for shits and giggles. Bronk actually is a character that I made to play in a game and just never got to play. Like I just kept that idea in the back of my head, right? He's a bugbear, he likes to fight. fucking it, right?
So like the
It's his
thing
whole
that threw me, like
personality.
when they like searched the grain and that weasel was in there, like I 100% didn't know we could search the grain. Wouldn't have ever guessed a goddamn weasel was hiding in there and would have popped out and almost murder all of us. Is that something like you came up with, or did you pull that from somewhere and kind of created that?
Actually, that was done to me, and I was like, "That's fucking hilarious." I'm doing that to somebody down the line, and I've done it like 3 times now in different games.
That's great.
Oh, that's
So I mean,
hilarious.
like even like on your side, you can create anything you want, like anything like you can imagine, you can create it. I mean,
Yeah, like
yeah,
that city that you're in, the settlement that's outside of the big city's walls.
right.
Um, that dwarf banker, he was created. The 3 orc brothers that are the enchanter, the blacksmith, and the leather worker. I just made them, and I just found the name. Like, I'm like, in this setting, I want orcs to be kind of Celtic, right? Like
Mhm.
Gaelic, like Irish Celtic. And so I gave them like traditional Gaelic name, named the you know the 3 shop building after like an Irish legend, and there we go. Plot. Pull some stuff from elsewhere, bring it in, put my own spin on it, that kind of stuff. There are modules out there, campaigns, that you could just like buy and play. Let me move some of my painting shit. Like the Abyss, right? It's a campaign where you start in the Underdark and you're running away from abyssal creatures, demons, devils, stuff like that. Oops, sorry. I got an ESPN notification. Um, and you're running away from an actual demon lord, uh, the Demogorgon in this case. There's several of them. There's Order of the Dragon Queen, where you're fighting goblins that are gathering treasure and trying to resummon Tiamat, the 5-headed dragon of evil.
So I don't know how long this thing is. So basically, does the game go on until we complete it? And like I'm sure that's gonna take a while, or if we're all dead and then we kind of restart. Um, you know, how does that all work? Like, cause I don't want to have any expectation of when it's gonna
It
end.
goes however long you want it to go. Like, that could have been our last session, and you guys would be like, yeah, that's not for me. It's just over, and I could save that for some other party down the line.
Okay.
It's really for as long as you want, as long as you can. If your character dies and you don't have a way to resurrect them, bring them back to life, you can roll up another character and just keep going. That's kind of what this one was uh, built as. Um, it's a style of game called the West Marches. So basically, you guys started out in a citadel, like a fortress, and you're going to the first settlement outside, right? And something happened in the distant past. Everybody was like corralled back into like one little last bastion of civilization, right? And now you're starting to explore again. So that's why uh, that first settlement was having problems with goblin raiders. Like most established nations wouldn't have
Right.
issues between like the capital city and one settlement right outside.
Yeah, I just didn't know of like how long it goes. Like, I'm having a blast and I know we're gonna switch it till, once a month because
Mhm.
loser here has to spend time with his
And
girlfriend.
shit happens. There's one of the
But I
hardest
didn't know if
encounters
like
in D&D is
so I just
the
didn't know if
schedule
like you
boss.
just keep
The
adding,
schedule boss.
adding on. So it's like goes on and goes on and goes on, or if like, eventually there is an end, like, oh, we finished this campaign and then we can go start a new one, or I
Yeah.
didn't know exactly how that all worked.
So the
'Cause I
West
just know you
Marches
kind of just
style,
keep building
yeah.
it.
Right now, the West Marches style is like you're just exploring, right?
Right.
You were told to investigate some raiding goblins. You led you to a cave. In that cave, you found a temple shrine to Muradin, 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 the dwarven god, right? Um, God of blacksmiths and dwarves. And it had some, a little note. It had some really nice armor in there, and like, what the fuck are goblins and bugbears doing there? Well, was it abandoned? Did they take over? That kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you got back and we're talking to the town, you heard some news about another group of adventurers, because there's several of you, right? Going to investigate this broken down watchtower to the north. And you had that map in front of you that I kind of set out. There was just that cave and just the settlement. And it's like you get to explore the rest. And so that kind of game is like go until you want to stop. There are other games where it's you have a strict goal, like somebody or some people make characters and they're like, we want to reclaim our dishonor, take back the kingdom, whatever. And the entire campaign is trying to, start an uprising, overthrow the throne, become the king, right? Take back your throne. Like, you can describe, there's a DM who he was a writer for Evolve and several other video games. He may still work at Turtle Rock Studios, but he's got his own company now, MCDM. His name's Matt Colville. He is amazing. He's where I learned a lot of my stuff from as a DM. And he explained a game kind of similarly. Like, he took a story and he's like, here's how to make this a D&D game, right? And it's like, hey, a bunch of friends, they all want to roll up dwarves. And, they saw this thing on the map and, it was the, kingdom of whatever, right? Some kingdom. And one of them's like, I want my backstory to be like, I'm like the son of a deposed king and wants to take his thing back. And, the other guys are like, yeah, we could be your retainers and like help you, like your retinue. And, like a level 1 dwarf isn't going to be able to take over a kingdom, right? So, guy starts here on the map and he's gathering his party. And one of the buddies is like, well, actually, I kind of want to play a halfling, right? Like, they're like, dude, we all said we are going to be dwarves. And so, like, they figure out a way to, like, pick them up along the way, right? And so they go and they explore and they're doing their thing. And, they're walking around and they meet this old wizard who's kind of like helps them out every now and then. And, eventually they get there and there's a dragon on the city sitting on a pile of gold.
I can't wait to fight a dragon.
Right? And
it's my favorite animal. It's my favorite animal to defeat.
What is this story? That's, that's the Hobbit, right?
Yeah.
That is the Hobbit. Like, dwarves meet halfling, meet gray wizard to go fight a dragon and, get their kingdom back. And
yeah, I just love that it just goes anywhere, because like even like there's one episode of The Big Bang, they did like a Christmas themed one, which was fantastic.
Yeah, there's several different tabletop role playing games, right? You've got Dungeons and Dragons, which is like the medieval fantasy staple, right? Everybody knows what Dungeons and Dragons is. Even if you've never played it, you kind of have an idea of what it is. Like, it's a role playing game where you got some dice, you're fighting dragons, right? Dungeons and Dragons, it's in the name. And there's, been several editions of that. You've got Dungeons and Dragons, you've got AD&D, which is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, you've got 2nd edition, 3rd edition, 3.5, which is the edition that I'm running you guys in right now. There's 4th edition, which was some people really liked, a lot of people hated, so they stuck with 3.5. And then the people that liked some of 4 but really liked 3.5, they made their own called Pathfinder that kind of took the best of both. And now there's a 2nd edition Pathfinder, and now there's 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, which is 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons is easily the most accessible. Some of the stuff you guys have has been like, I don't want to say dumbed down, it's been simplified because it's a lot easier to digest. Like, swim, jump, climb. That stuff is now just athletics, right?
Yeah.
And, sense motive, spot, listen, perception, right? and
That makes sense.
it's kind of like condensed. It's a lot easier to use. And then there's like bonuses to attacks and stuff. Like in 3.5, flanking gives you a +2. In 5e, there's an optional rule where flanking gives you advantage. And advantage is you just roll your dice twice, pick the higher number. So like trying to hit a prone target from range gives you disadvantage. In 3.5, that'd give you like a -5 or something to your attack roll, depending on distance, right? So it's a little bit different. I really like it. I just prefer 3.5 because it's got a lot more fleshed out. There's a whole lot of more for me to work with. I love prestige classes. I love all the extra fluff that they've built into it, like that. And even beyond that, there are other types of games that are not high fantasy, magic, Dungeons, Dragons kind of stuff, right? You've got Call of Cthulhu, where you're like people trying to investigate and stop like Cthulhu from coming, and you get madness points and stuff like that. You're not a fighter, you're an archaeologist, right? Star Wars has a role-playing game. Actually has 2 different editions. There's GURPS, GURPS, which is like the generic. I don't remember the acronym. Generic universal role-playing game, right?
I could have swore it was going to be unicorn.
There's the Palladium system, which has different settings, like After the Bomb, which one of my favorite campaigns I ever played in was an After the Bomb campaign set in like the American Northeast, right? Kind of like a Fallout kind of thing. Baseball is a way of life. It's how a lot of things are settled. By playing baseball, your character actually has a baseball score, like how good you are at baseball. And some people, it's after the bomb, right? There's a lot of radiation, fallout. You build your character based on a start template. And so like my character was a human hybrid badger was mostly human, could speak human, right? Speak English. And he had like claws that he could burrow with. And
why a badger?
I have so many questions.
So there's logic. So he was like a human badger hybrid, right? And he had a soldier background, soldier training. He was proficient with long rifles and shotguns. That's fucking it. So like he was a sniper. And the claws were to dig his own fucking foxholes and then like bury himself so he could be the ultimate sniper, like reconnaissance guy, right? And then one of my buddies
Why would you be like an eagle with the eagle eyes to get better shots and get better vision?
Because I'm a fucking psychopath. We did have a crow. He was a wizard with a very high strength stat. And he would fly around as fast as he could and just punch people. And
I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Kitty, if you had
a jet, like he fought a jet.
I want to go off on this. Kitty, if you had to get mutated with an animal, what are you picking?
Should I be realistic here or it's just hilarious?
We'll do both. Like realistically, like if you're gonna create a character like Rep did and he chose Badger, what would you pick for your character? Like,
actually, I think I'm gonna go hilarious and I'm gonna go Slug. I like the idea of being a wrestler and just being able to just slime shit. Just straight up, just like mucus everything. No, I can still I'm a hybrid. I can control the mucus. You understand?
Yeah. So I mean there's some wild shit.
At me, bro.
Like, and that campaign, right? We were like all these hybrid animal humans, right? And there was like some human supremacists. And they were like, fucking animals are fucking bad, right? Animal humans are an affront to like nature or whatever, because they kind of were, right? And we ended up as like basically guerrilla terrorists fighting this human supremacist. Like there was a train transferring coal. We fucking dug it out, fucking derailed the train, and started a huge forest fire. We were bad. We were bad people, right?
Oh god, that's great. I remember like when I went to an EverQuest convention like 2003, and they had like a D&D like EverQuest thing there. That's kind of the first thing I kind of saw the dice being rolled and like the layout of the maps and whatever else they had. But
what's your animal hybrid?
Don't take slug. Don't you dare.
Not taking slug at all. Oh my god. I don't know what I'd be. Like, can I fly?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably pick something where I could fly. Or like a shark.
Like a pigeon?
I think I'd want to be like a mako shark because they always have to constantly move. Otherwise they die, so I won't be able to sleep. So if I could just, keep my brain.
That's the worst. I love sleep.
Right, in real life I do, but in fantasy land, but I don't know how
fucking
you
bear
breathe.
Sleep all the time.
But I did watch the other guys, and tunas would sound real great. They get a taste of lion, go out there and lay with some breathing apparatus. But I'd probably pick some type of bird. I'd like to fly.
Yeah, I see that.
I could see you being a toucan.
Yeah, and I mean that's
slug.
There's so many other systems and several like sci-fi, fantasy, medieval things have gotten their own system. Whether it was somebody making something like as like a D&D attachment, right? Like Iron Kingdoms is a tabletop like armies game, and they made their own RPG, but it was like But they're making a 5th edition version of it. So they're just like attaching it to D&D. It's like, here is our session with all our homebrew stuff that works with D&D's rules. So buy the D&D source book, buy our book, put them together. There's a Firefly system. If you ever watched Firefly, one of the greatest shows Fox canceled.
I watched that years ago, man.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of that, sorry to cut you off. Like,
No, it's fine.
all these shows are getting resurrected. Like, how have they not resurrected Firefly, which was
because
universally
Nathan Fillion's
loved?
too old for them to age regress him.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that, but they could always, recast it. Same
True.
premise, That's what they're doing. Like,
you don't even need to recast it. It could literally be, 20 years later.
Right, that too.
Where
it blows my mind with all these shows getting recycled. Like, I have it on a list. Like, Walker Texas Ranger is remade with Jared Padalecki.
Yeah, he's fucking baller. I like
it's
Padalecki.
interesting. It's an interest. I've watched one episode.
I watched it a little bit just because I like him. I was a big Supernatural fan and Chuck Norris, but like all these shows are getting resurrected. Like,
I love
that
it.
one was huge. Like, I don't know. It just made me think of like
I
all
want
these shows
OG Gargoyles to come back. And that's really all I care about.
Oh,
Fucking
the
love
cartoon?
Gargoyles. Yeah, it was one of the greatest fucking shows of my childhood.
It was a good one. It was pretty
Yeah.
good. I watched that with DuckTales and the Batman, the Batman cartoon.
Oh, dude, I
used the
fucking
same
Disney
weekend.
Plus
Yeah.
has been
Or
like
same-
a lifestyle, dude. Like
Mhm.
all my childhood shit: Tailspin, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, X-Men, Spider-Man. Like, I feel like I'm
Yeah,
12 again.
Yeah.
those were so fucking amazing. That was, I would like, I find a lot of like the animated stuff nowadays is fantastic, but I like yearn for my childhood years where it
Oh
was
yeah,
like
absolutely.
the heyday of like superhero cartoons, right?
Mhm.
And like when those were being developed was kind of like when Japanese anime started, and like they went down very different paths, right? Like, and like they started bringing the cartoons we had as kids into like the live action movie world with all the Marvel movies, Batmans that they were making throughout the 90s to today. And Japan kind of went their own way, and I like what they did. Like, there's several anime that I love that you cannot realistically turn into either a movie because of how long the story is, or
Oh, they've tried. Like, there's
because
Netflix. Like, there's
there were limitations
Full
at the
Metal
time. Yeah,
and Bleach, and like I'm like, what are you guys doing? Just stop. But
yeah. Like when they try to do live action remakes, it's like they almost always fall flat. Like everybody's like, "Oh, it'd be so cool." It's like there's a reason they're animated. You just can't translate some of that stuff to the screen, right? Unless you have
Right.
hundreds of millions of dollars like Disney and Marvel do.
Yeah.
Let's
Speaking,
go wrap up our D&D talk. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of anime, they're coming out with what series is that with the movie? It was 2 movies, giant robots. What was that?
Gundam.
James and the Giant Peach.
With the
the one where they were fighting in the ocean.
yeah.
Oh, what was
Pacific
that?
Rim?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pacific Rim.
So Netflix is doing a Pacific Rim anime.
Oh, fuck
Sweet.
yeah.
So
Fuck yeah.
so that I saw that come out. Sorry, I forgot I didn't add that on to the list, but I did see that come
Are
out.
you going to
wait for
watch
that.
it? Because you refuse.
So
to-
I'll probably watch it just for the mere fact. So I've seen some anime and different stuff like that. Like I watched some of the Netflix stuff that they had on there that they've produced themselves.
Like what?
It was a whole bunch of different stories. It was was it Love, Sex, Robots or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that, which is a whole bunch of different stories and different types of anime. In that, I really liked some of those stories. Sturgill Simpson, his last album that came out, he did a whole every song was an episode of anime, basically. It was amazing, and he actually, I'm dead serious. It's also on Netflix. Check it out. And it's a rock album. And he loves anime, and he actually went to Japan, contacted like some of these like really famous anime creators that that he loved, and they were all like, "What are you even thinking about doing here?" Like, and then he's like, "No, I don't want to control it. I want you guys to listen to these songs, and then
Make something out of
make
it.
something out of
That's
it."
pretty cool.
And they're different. It's different types of anime, different animation types that they do. It's phenomenal. I loved it.
So that's so weird because you've always hated anime and you refuse to talk about it. And then all of a sudden, this 180 happened where, like, oh, did you hear this anime's coming out? No. Like a month ago, you're like, you refuse to play World of Warcraft or any other fantasy game. Do you want to play D&D? What the fuck's going on?
No,
Who are you?
so I think for me it's the whole idea of anime. Like I don't like the idea of like
So good.
like some of the big titty stuff, and like where it's
Oh,
just like in the schoolgirl stuff. Like that shit doesn't like no, when I
Well, yeah,
when-
you ignore that and you watch Dragon Ball Z because it's like fucking action packed, right?
No,
Yeah,
They
I
yell
mean,
at
that's-
each other for 20
I've
episodes.
that's
never
all they
watched
do a
Dragon Ball
lot
Z
of-
either, so
But I
fuck,
mean,
goddamn.
some of the animes like I'm really enjoying right now is Black Clover, which is fantastic. And then Sword Art Online. It's these guys where they get trapped in a video game. If they die in the game, they die in real life and have this headset on, and they have to beat the game to get out of it. And so there are some that I like and some that I don't. Like I really like Food Wars. But the thing that bothers me is every time they eat food, they have an orgasm. Like full on, like, oh my gosh.
Foodgasm. It's a
Yeah, like-
foodgasm.
But the story is great, man.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
loved it.
It
that
takes
shit's
it takes some
weird.
time.
That's weird to me.
yeah.
like,
Japan's
that's-
fucking weird. We're all weird. Everybody's got their own kink, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know. I just like just give them a shot. Like there's so many good ones out there.
I think
And like I like
if
a lot
you
of
like-
the fighting ones, but I mean
Yeah.
every single anime you're gonna watch is gonna have bouncing huge tits because like we got extra money. What should we do? Bouncing tits.
how do
Let's
we
do it.
sell these action figure dolls, right? Oh, fucking give them big tits.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Easy, done. If you like the Pacific Rim kind of stuff, you might like some of the Gundam stuff, like Iron Blooded Orphans. I thought was amazing. Fantastic story, kind of heart wrenching a little bit, but great storytelling and cool fights between giant fighty robots in space.
Okay.
There's Castlevania on Netflix too. That's an anime.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. But I'm glad you're coming out of your comfort zone.
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to appease you.
Now, since you don't like the big titty, waifus, I do want to add one thing to role playing games. The first role playing game system for like pen and paper tabletop that was translated to English from Japanese, Maids the RPG. You're literally role playing a maid.
Oh, nice.
Very light rules. You're just
Like
role playing a maid
Jenkins.
in a fucking castle or some shit.
That's awesome.
Fucking, I played it once. It was weird. A lot of, but playing with friends, it was kind of fun.
Yep.
Yeah, and we've made some of our own up on the fly. Like we had the Jenga system, where it was basically you're in an exploding barrel factory, and everything you do, you pull a Jenga tile. If you knock the tower over, you lose, and a barrel explodes. You're dead. You're done. And put up the tower, and people keep playing.
Okay then.
Now, like our dungeon master, for lack of a better term, was like, you're trying to do something fucking absurd. You're pulling with your offhand now. So, like, you can just turn whatever you want into a role-playing game. I mean, people do it on, Moonguard US in World of Warcraft.
Oh God, I don't want to talk about that fucking shit show. But yeah, so that's our D&D review. We got our Rev on here who's creating this experience for us, and we're having a great time doing it. And there's so many other tabletops out there. And like I said, you can turn anything into a fantasy game. Role playing. People do that in the bedroom all the time too. So we'll move on to something else. I don't really have much games to do. I did see that Battlefield 6 is coming out, and they're going to have a free battle royale, which I'm kind of excited. I miss Battlefield.
Yep. I'm
just the state of all these other ones are junk.
I'm excited about that just for the mere fact that Activision needs a very good competitor so that they can actually do something good.
Yeah.
Activision just doesn't give a shit. They're allowing cheaters. I guess they're not allowing it. They're slowly starting to integrate some anti-cheat stuff, and it is what it is.
Keyword.
Yeah, and they're not fixing a lot of the bugs that they're having. I guarantee that Battlefield will come out and it will be a million times better. And it will just prove that you shouldn't have a AAA game come out every year. You just shouldn't.
I hard agree with that.
Even though you have...
I mean, it's literally Call of Duty is the same game every year, just something slightly different. And I hate
here's your yearly $60 charge to keep playing with all your friends.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, it's literally they rotate between two different companies. Like, I loved them all. I hated Ghost. I hated Advanced Warfare. I stopped playing Call of Duty for 2 or 3 years until Blackout 4 came, and then I got back on it. And then I never really played the Battle Royale. 4.
I haven't really,
but I played a lot of Blackout because Kenny did. The thing I liked about when Modern Warfare came out, it was have their Battle Royale out yet, so I got to play multiplayer, which no one ever wants to play. And then then Cold War came out, and I got to play again. And I missed that type of multiplayer, the lanes. I hated Modern Warfare because everyone just sat and camped. So it's like the push and stuff. So,
That's why I like Halo.
Speaking of Halo, Xbox wants to collaborate with Elon Musk to create a Warthog.
God damn it.
That would be so badass.
But they've already got like 10. They did it with Jeep.
Right.
Which is way better.
That guy's crazy. I mean, 100%. I'm guessing they're going to run, I don't know, 80, 90 grand. But then just think, you got a Warthog and we send it to the moon.
I'd rather send it to Mars.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of video game stuff other than I think we're probably going to jump onto Valheim pretty soon, I think. I think that's one of the new games that we want.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about, I started playing Immortals Phoenix Rising on PlayStation. Good news, finally got the PlayStation after 6 months. And this game I was playing a little bit, waiting on DMI to get on, and showed Revit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
To me, it feels like Zelda kind of meets Assassin's Creed, but it's Greek mythology, and I love Greek mythology. I took a class at Iowa State about it. It's always been intriguing and interesting to me, all these different gods and how they're basically get into these humans' lives, trick them, impregnate them, and they have all these demigods. So that's kind of what it's like. And I'm going around and collecting these different artifacts to take on, I forgot the monster's name, but I got Apollo's bow and arrow, and then there's these different things, and you got Prometheus telling the story about it to Zeus, and Zeus is an asshole. Surprise. But it's a different type of game. Like it's Greek gods and mythology mixed with like the Zelda kind of explore, do adventure stuff. So I'm having a blast playing it. It's something different. I'm tired of spending 8 to 12 hours a day playing World of Warcraft, getting burnt out. I needed something different.
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that this, me and Rev are in the same guild, and we're grinding and grinding and grinding, trying to push.
A funny way to say beat your face against a wall.
But the thing I love about World of Warcraft is we got 20 people coming together with a common goal to try to clear these bosses in these dungeons, in these raids. And we just had this big announcement from BlizzCon for people that are Blizzard fans. We got the next World of Warcraft patch coming out. A lot of big changes coming.
Did you see the interview that Bellular had with some of the WoW devs?
No, I didn't watch the interview. I just wanted to see the updates. But
there's some spoilers about who's coming in the next patch.
Spoiler alert. And then Classics coming back as well with the Burning Crusade. And then they had a Hearthstone update. They had Overwatch 2 update, Diablo 4, and then Diablo 2. I just find it hilarious that this huge company, instead of like pushing new games, like, here's some old shit that we used to sell you 10, 20 years ago. Go play that since you loved it so
It's because the fanboys are never happy. They're never happy. They'll always compare it to the old shit, and they'll be like, oh, fucking color. Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Diablo 2. Like that's what
everyone's it is. Like, oh, this isn't how it was in vanilla, which is what we call like original World of Warcraft. And then they gave it to them. And then it takes so long to level. It sucks. Like I try to level a character. I'm like, this takes fucking forever. I can only take on one mob at a time. I can't pull 10. It's just stupid.
See, you can't ever keep them happy.
The focus moved from the experience of leveling to the experience of end game content, right?
Yeah, and I also because I used to have their focus where you had PvP. The people did that, and you had your own PvP sets with power and resilience, and they had people who did the raids and dungeon, which is PvE. And then they wanted to go PvP, and they complained that they're getting their ass kicked. I farmed both because I enjoyed both content. And I had fucking 4 sets of gear, but they had to appeal to the masses. Like, oh, we have to casual. They don't care about these select small few. We have to do that. But anyway, I'm very excited. Diablo 2 is probably one of my favorite games growing up. Can't wait for that game to come out. And Diablo 4 is looking great, it's a click game. You literally just click, but it's fun.
You could just play Clicky Clicker for that.
There you go. We come up with the game Clicky Click. Yeah, so I'm excited. There's a lot of good stuff coming out, for people like us that are grinding to spend these hours and hours. But
yeah, I felt similarly. I started burning hard. I ended up picking up the early access of Baldur's Gate 3. Still in early access several months later. But it's a lot of fun. It's basically D&D 5th edition, but in video game form. Pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm going to be burning my extra hours into that.
But I think I am going to start playing Valheim. I mean, it does look very interesting. It's a survival game with Norse gods and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to try to just get different games played, so we can give you guys some reviews and some thoughts on different games that we play. Rev plays a lot of weird ass fucking card games all the time that I don't understand or get, but I watch them.
So Teamfight Tactics, which is like a League of Legends auto chess battler. We've got MTG Arena, which is fucking awesome. Love Magic the Gathering. It was one of those games I picked up in college, and lost all of my beer money to because I was like, yeah, buy fuck cards, build good deck. And it was like, shit, now I can't go to the bar. I guess I'm gonna hang out with a bunch of other nerds at this engineering college and play a children's card game.
Yep.
Nice.
We did that.
Fate of the
did-
World
we
rests on the
both. I
children's
think
card
the
game.
cards games that we both played Yu-Gi-Oh when we were younger.
Yeah, I was big into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, my
Yeah, I was.
I spent
senior
so
year
much
of high school, I
money
think.
trying to get fucking Jinzo.
What?
I wanted Jinzo.
He was one of the first cards I got.
Go fuck yourself. I just remember because like when I got off of school, it was Pokemon and then it was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
And so I just got like I watched those every day, and then I just got really into Yu-Gi-Oh. I never got into Pokemon, which I kind of regret now because those cards are worth a shitload.
Some
Yep.
of them, specific ones, yeah.
Oh yeah, like they're. But
I still have mine somewhere. I think they're
I
upstairs.
just never
with
really
all my
got like
Magic
I've
cards.
tried to play Hearthstone. I don't know. I don't get it. Like I fuck it up. Like I don't know. Like these card games that they're out now, it's
I enjoyed it somewhat. It just
just
wasn't.
not my cup of tea.
Yeah. I heard Legends of Runeterra is the best. I wouldn't say the best because it's all depending on how you enjoy your games. But Legends of Runeterra was the most like dollar friendly and like grind friendly because you could choose specific cards that you want to pay for if you want to buy real cards rather than buying a loot pack, which was kind of nice. Way better than, the loot box model of like pay $40 for 10 loot boxes and open them up and not get what you want. Which
Absolutely, I hate that in Call of Duty too, with all the fucking loot
Yeah,
boxes.
which
and they had, like,
Hearthstone
special
kinda
guns in
mitigated.
there, like fucking
Hearthstone is like you could disenchant cards and you could build other cards only if you disenchanted enough cards.
And
So,
that, I think in a lot of countries now that's starting to become illegal, loot boxes, because they're tying it to gambling.
Mhm.
And
so for some countries it's straight up not allowed.
yeah,
Unless you're 18 or older. And I think China has a requirement that if there is going to be a loot box, the loot table must be published and the probabilities must be published.
yeah. And
Oh,
I think
the only reason we
100% wish we had that.
yeah,
That's the only
I think
reason some
Xbox
companies have it. Yeah.
Xbox has started on new games that have loot boxes where you pay to get loot boxes. You have to show that. That's why a lot of them, like Call of Duty, went away from the loot box system. They went
No one
towards
went to
the
pack.
yeah, they went to so you see exactly what you're getting and what you're progressing to, and there's no randomization to it.
Right.
And they found out also that they can just make money just saying, "Hey, here's all this cool stuff. It's $24."
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm
got that
totally
from
okay with buying
Fortnite.
specific
Yeah,
specific-
but Fortnite did it.
specific
came
cosmetic
out.
items.
Yeah, but
They
Fortnite
gave
did
you a
it for
free
that specific
game.
reason too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did that because they gave you the battle pass with shit, like for people who want that. And then they sold you these skins because everyone loves transmog or like they want to make your
Yeah.
character a certain way. But the other thing I hate about it is a lot of times in Call of Duty, these guns that you buy are OP. Like they hit harder.
Yeah,
than
I don't
they're
really like the
supposed to.
pay to win stuff.
Yeah.
Right, it's 100%
Like,
pay to win.
I'm all
Even though
about
they
the,
they
like,
say it's not any
Right.
different.
yeah, not any different. Air quote. I like the aesthetics only, stuff. I paid a lot to League of Legends when I played, because I wanted my fucking Rock Malphite. I wanted every fucking skin because he's my fucking G.
Yeah, I mean that's like in Overwatch. I like playing Mercy and I wanted a certain skin, and so I was just trying to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big Tracer fan.
I never was good at those, but
Oh, I'm
Um,
trash, but I still like them.
Mortal Kombat, they released their trailer, and I am pumped for this. It's what it
Yeah.
always should have been. It's going to be bloody. It's going to be gory. It's going to be fatality, not this PG-13 shit we had in the 90s. And Warner Brothers is actually planning a Mortal Kombat cinematic universe. So I'm hoping this movie does good.
Yo, that would be awesome. That's
So if it does good, I can kind of see it going on further. But
It-
the trailer got me pumped.
Yeah, it's going to be coming out, I think, on HBO Max. So I don't
Yeah.
understand how they're going to be able to determine successfulness out of it. But a lot of their movies are going to be doing that.
They can like new subscribers to like HBO Go and stuff like that. Number of streams,
Yeah.
definitely. But I'm sure they.
That's
follow
kind of the
more
new world we
metrics.
live in
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Mhm.
so hard with these metrics because they're really not releasing. Like last year, I think we saw like 2 movies, and we were going literally every week or every other week to see a movie,
Yeah.
or at least once a month. You know, and there was 2, like when Wonder Woman 84 came out, like I want to see that in the theater. There's just certain movies I want to see in the theater. Mortal Kombat, I think it'd be amazing to see in the theater.
Yeah.
But I'd be fine with watching it at home.
I'll probably go see it in the
Yeah.
theater with you.
I
On
was
that.
pretty. When I got my house, I was fucking thrilled that the woman I bought it from left the theater system.
Yeah.
Projector, screen, surround
Nice.
sound. She was like, "I'm moving in with my fiance. This was my like ex's shit anyway. You can have it."
Sweet.
I was like, "Fuck yeah!" It's like,
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be, you know, so like that. A lot of people do have home theater systems now. So, I mean, it's going to work perfectly. But, you know, like that Disney movie, like Reign of the Dragon or whatever, it's coming out on Disney Plus in theaters, but there's also a paywall again if you want to watch it. And if they do the Mulan thing, I'm going to flip shit because it was like, what, $40?
No,
to
it was 20.
buy
It was 19.
when it first came out?
Yeah, it was only 19. No,
But you
wait, it
also
was
have to have
29. It was
Disney.
29. I'm sorry. It was
you also have to have a
$29.
Disney Plus subscription, so
Yeah,
together.
So,
Yeah,
which
plus your subscription you're paying for, then you have to pay for it to watch it.
yeah,
And you
well,
could-
or you
it's
can
tough.
wait, or you could wait 2 months, like, and watch it for free with your subscription.
Which is what I did because I'm not going to pay. I'm already paying whatever
if it were
amount
like-
of money for that.
If it were like
But-
a movie ticket, yeah, I'd pay like $10 fucking.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
what
on your
we
movie,
pay.
but,
We
like,
pay,
I mean,
you know.
how they thought is if it's a family, say the family of 4,
Yeah,
that's $40-$50.
Yeah,
But I mean, like,
makes
come on.
sense.
I don't know. I thought it was dumb to have a paywall, but I mean, I'm excited for this. I really do hope they build on it because I love the Mortal Kombat games, and there's so many different characters in it. And
Yeah.
I just hope that we didn't see everything in the trailer.
And we
you
saw
know.
it, yeah, because we
So
at the
many people
beginning
got
we
murdered.
saw at the beginning we saw Jax with arms, and then at the end we saw Jax with no arms. So
Goro was in there. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, Goro.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think it was interesting. I don't think we saw any actual characters die though. I think it was all
Implied.
other people like probably telling their story and stuff like that those people died. But
Yeah, I'm pumped to see it. We got a month and a half. I think it comes out like beginning of April. I just really hope it does well. Like, because even though the first one sucked, I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed. Second one, kind of like, what is going on here? But they've always just done such a shitty job of making video games into movies.
Yeah.
I mean, Super Mario Brothers. You know,
and why even bring that up?
you know,
Why?
What are you
like,
talking about? That was a cinematic masterpiece.
I mean,
Alright.
they always have stuff. Like Sonic was okay. Like I thought Jim Carrey was way over the top, but
I mean,
it's
Jim
okay.
Carrey.
They are
You
making a
expect
Sonic
anything
2
else.
that is coming out. I just with all this technology and all this other stuff, you know, like they could do such a better job, and I just have such high hopes for it. Especially with it being rated R, you got to see the guts and glory. The fatalities are the best part of the game. Like when
Yeah,
you
I
get-
feel like some movies or some games don't translate well into movies, right? But like some that are like narrative driven games, Tomb Raider, Last of Us, Halo, if it could ever become that way, you
Oh,
could
I mean,
straight up follow the story, right?
Red
and
versus
it would be fine.
Red versus Blue. I mean, that was
Man, that shit's great.
You know, I'd really like to see like a Red Dead Redemption movie because I
Yeah.
just built-in Western traveling
Like,
around murder and shit.
I-
well, The
I mean,
Last
The
of Us is
Witch-
going
I
to be.
mean,
I
The
mean,
Last of Us coming out and Borderlands.
See, I kind
Again-
of struggle with some of the open world ones because somebody's gonna get upset that their favorite fucking side character and side quest wasn't included. And I was like, you can't include all of it. Like
Yeah.
you could go with the main
it's not like
storyline.
like even like when people like do adaptations from books, shit's left out, and
Yeah.
people complain about it as well. You
Mhm.
can't get everything. You have a certain time frame to get it in. That's why I kind of liked what they did with The Witcher. They made it into a TV series, so you can
Yeah.
make sure you can kind of hit
Yeah.
these things.
Hey,
I-
I'd
I-
love to see 2 versions of Mass Effect where you have Manship and Fenship, and one of them's Renegade and one's Paragon.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting how on the Mortal Kombat that they're want to do a universe on
Yeah.
that. How will they do that when the premise is murdering everybody except for the last person?
I don't know, to be honest with you. But I mean, if you ever played the games, there's stories in it. But I mean, it is a combat, the like end all combats. Yeah,
Yeah.
that,
I mean,
Like-
Scorpion like wasn't originally Scorpion. Like he became Scorpion,
Yeah.
and then he became an undead
everyone that
Scorpion.
dies just becomes Scorpion, like Venom and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
But
But also if you notice in the trailer, like everybody has like this birthmark. It's the birthmark of the dragon or Mortal Kombat. It kind of it gave me Highlander vibes, like because everybody's chosen to fight. Everybody like that's
There can only be one.
yeah, and that's ultimately what Mortal Kombat is. I mean that it
well, I mean, Highlander did win the award for the greatest movie ever made, Ricky Bobby Inc.
oh, so
See,
good, so
in-
good.
I think what was it, Mortal Kombat X that they released for Xbox several years back? That
Oh, I
there
would
was
probably play it
actually a
since, like,
story. There was actually a
4.
story. You had to fight the like fucking evil dude at the end who was trying to resurrect himself.
I mean, they
right?
could do like origin stories of the characters as well. 'Cause, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
they kind of touched on the like Mortal Kombat 2, I think, with Raiden. He came back with his haircut and like whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, there could do a lot of things with it. They could do like some origin stories of each character, kind of like what they're doing with Marvel. You got Black Widow, kind of her story, but like WandaVision, Loki, Captain, all these other. They could do an origin story of the characters, or the game is always evolving and there's new combatants. So the next movie could be these new characters are
Mhm.
coming to fight the previous winner or
Yeah.
whatever.
I've started to be hesitant around the cinematic universe story kind of stuff, right? Because, Marvel really nailed it, and Star Wars was really kind of the first. And then you had Indiana Jones and, The Matrix, right? And some of those were.
We
had
get
to
that
be
later this
received.
year too.
Yeah. Yes, I'm excited. And then you have like the DC extended universe, and where they are all over the place. They have no unified theme. They just kind of keep throwing shit out there. And they're like, oh man, The Dark Knight was really successful. So everything has to be gritty and dark and grimdark.
Yeah, the
and
thing that like
fucking
blows
Batman,
my mind.
like Adam West is a thing, right? Fucking
Yeah.
comedy.
Not only that,
Like-
like Michael Keaton's wasn't really like. I guess Michael Keaton's was kind of dark, but then went all corny with Val Kilmer and George Clooney.
Yeah.
But
Nipple Batman.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nipple Batman.
the
And he had, like, a stiff
CW,
neck and he
all
couldn't
the
fucking turn his
CW
head.
makes, the CW only makes is DC now. Like I really enjoyed The Flash. I really enjoyed Arrow. Back in the day, even Smallville. Now they have Supergirl, they have Batwoman, Black Lightning, and then they're coming out with Superman and Lois Lane. Like the CW is
Mhm.
just all they're doing is making
Like-
these CW shows, and a lot of them are really good. But like when they go to make these movies, which we talked about previously with Wonder Woman, I loved it. Kenny hated it. But they've all been
Original one,
dumpsters.
The first one I thought was
mean,
great.
Yes.
Like,
1984 was
and-
a dumpster
Yeah,
fire
so I mean,
of a movie.
yeah.
I enjoyed the original Superman with Harry Cavill. And then Batman
That's
vs
because
Superman.
he is a quintessential. He just looks like Superman. Like,
Yeah,
straight.
I mean,
like,
Batman vs Superman was terrible. The first Suicide Squad was terrible. And they just keep these fucking stinkers. I think Aquaman kind of saved him. I think if they would have put him in that orange and teal fucking costume, it would have been stupid. But Jason Momoa is just such a badass that he saved it. Wonder Woman,
yeah,
the
they're
first
great at
one to me,
typecasting.
I enjoyed it, but it felt like Captain America just with a woman. You know,
Yeah.
Captain America came out first. That's kind of feel like
Yeah,
fighting this type of
like
stuff.
they had so many parallels that it's
Yeah.
like you had the Marvel versus DC like games and shit in the comics. It's like whichever one is first to the table, the other one's gonna feel like a ripoff of, right? Which I did, and they were both like set in the past. And
But I mean, I did like Birds of Prey. I really, I thought that was
Mhm.
very entertaining. I did enjoy that.
And it was an offshoot, and it was
Joaquin,
definitely one of its own things. Birds of Prey.
Joaquin's Joker, Joaquin Phoenix's
Yeah.
Joker was amazing. So they do have these things. They just don't have a way to really tie them together anyway good.
Right.
So I'm hoping with this
'cause
new wave.
they just keep re-releasing. It's like here's this Batman, here's the other Batman. It's
Yeah.
like you have your multiverse set up, but you don't have a tied story. And then they tried to do it with Justice League, but they just kind of like threw it together at the last second.
Oh,
You didn't have a
so
cyborg
bad,
build up or anything like that. Like
Yeah.
I'd
And
love a
I have
cyborg
high-
standalone or like a Teen Titans.
Yeah, I mean, well, Titans on HBO Max is phenomenal.
Yeah,
I don't have HBO, unfortunately.
Watch it. I would sign up for a free week.
Mhm.
Get some snacks
binge it.
and binge
Yeah.
it. It is
it's really good.
amazing.
It's dark as shit, but it's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
What was it? Shazam? Isn't he part of
Shaz-
the DC
he is
universe?
DC.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic movie.
Yep.
It was great, and they set it up for with all he gave the other people the powers. So I'm really hoping they come up to Shazam too. I think Black Adam with the Rock, I believe that's DC.
Yeah, that is.
But even like Marvel, they're going with it kind of like these offshoots as well with like the Chinese guy or whatever. Can't think of his.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it
You mean
now.
Wu?
Like
It's like Shogun or something. Or it's not that, but it's
Shaw or something like that. Where's it at? Shang Chao and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
there we go.
I didn't really know anything about that, so I'm interested to learn about that.
Yeah, that's existed. I never read the comic, that's for sure.
Yeah,
But
then the Internals
happy
is coming
for
out too.
Ooh, really excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, so these
Come on,
other things are
Gianni.
coming out. It's
Jack.
not like like your main Thor, Iron Man, stuff like that. They're branching out in these kind of like subsects as well, and kind of bringing them in like the new wave because
Yeah.
they built the path.
I'd love to see like a Martian Manhunter come out of DC, right? He's one of my favorite characters in the DC universe, but it's like, they're not going to take the risk when the setting isn't there, right? Because he's really tied in with the Justice League. But
Yeah.
like other stuff, like in the Justice League was
I didn't even know all this shit was even
trash
coming
fire.
out.
Yeah. Marvel's got it planned and they know what they're looking for.
Yep.
Yeah, like Captain Marvel 2 is coming out, and apparently Rogue is the villain, and that kind of explains
that'd be
how
cool.
she gets her powers, because in the comics, like her first appearance was fighting Captain Marvel.
Yep.
And that's kind of where she gets like her ability to fly. She like siphons things. I didn't know this. Like I saw this
And
thing and it kind of
that
went down
might
the
be
rabbit
how
hole.
they bring the X-Men
Yeah,
back
and
into
like
the
I
Marvel
really
universe because they
then,
were
like-
owned by Fox, and then Disney's like, well, blob.
Yeah, and then
Fox
they didn't
in.
want to like reuse characters. Like so when Spider-Man with Tom Holland came out, they basically Doc Ock is
Ock.
coming back. The original actor's coming back. Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro as well. They didn't want to recycle
cool.
the enemies they've already used, so that's why we had Vulture and Mysterio, because they didn't want to recycle them. But with the
Well, that and
multiverse
they-
opened up, they were going to they're bringing them back.
And they
so
could
I'm
bring the
excited
other
for that.
Spider-Mans in, like Andrew Garfield and
Yeah,
Tobey
they
Maguire.
already planned on that. So I
That-
mean,
I
stuff
think
coming
that's
out, like
fucking
you got
awesome.
Ironheart coming out, you got Armor Wars, I Am Groot, Moon Knight, Fantastic Four series is supposed to be coming out, the new Blade, even the new Ant-Man and Wasp is coming out as
Mhm.
well too. So I kind of like seeing that. I just wish DC would do this stuff, but their movies have just been so fucking bad. And I have really high, like everything's right in Robert Patterson's Batman to me. If he knocks
Yeah.
out the park, that's going to redeem it.
I think he could do just
fine.
fine. I think Robert Pattinson's actually a very good actor. He just kind of
Yeah, I think
got
he's amazing
typecast
too.
into other stuff.
As long as he's not
I just don't know
sparkling.
why they haven't made another Superman with Harry Cavill. Like they did Superman and they did Batman with Superman, but he hasn't done anything since. other than The Witcher,
Yeah.
which was weird. Seeing him in the
I
blood.
fucking love The Witcher. It was
I
great.
loved it.
So I mean, they have some stuff. They have all these characters they could use.
Mhm.
Their TV shows are huge. With the Arrow and with the Flash and all these other ones. So their TV shows are doing well. They've been on multiple
Yeah.
seasons. It's
Maybe
we
that's
get to
just
big
the
screen.
model they stick to is just, we're great at episodic TV shows and
Well,
we're not good at movies.
the different. I think there is a huge difference there in what they're doing. They're trying to tell the same story but in long format in the movies, where in episodes you can be a little bit cavalier with the story because it's only 30 minutes, an hour, but you have 10 episodes, 10, 15 episodes to ultimately tell it. So, and you can really dig down into other characters' backgrounds a little bit more too, where you don't have that option. That's where the Marvel Universe did all the standalone movies before they threw everything together. They really should have just took that same formula in the movies that Marvel did. They tried to do it a little different. They should have taken it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe-
Well, I mean, even before Marvel Universe got cinematic got started, I mean, they sold off all their pieces. They sold off the X-Men and other
It
stuff
took
to do it.
forever for them to
And
get
every
together.
and then Iron Man came because fuck, what is his name?
Robert Downey Jr.,
No.
Jon Favreau.
Yes, Jon Favreau wanted to make it, and they took a gamble. Robert Downey, who took a huge pay reduction because he's coming off all his drug charges and jail time and all that other stuff, and it blew up. And then they had a success, and they kind of built off that. The Dark Knight, they could have built off that, stuff, but they just can't get their shit together.
And maybe
I love so many DC characters, but it's so hard to watch and even try to defend these movies. I can't.
Maybe it's a thing with DC where like they have their core fucking heroes in movie form, have all the other sides like build all these different, series, and then bring them together in a movie, and then they could split by.
Yeah, I mean they do that in the TV show. I mean they did cross thing all the
Crossovers,
time. There was a Crisis Earth or something where all the shows came together and they each had like their thing, which sucks. Like since I don't have cable and I stream stuff now, so okay, now I gotta go find this one to get this story. But
I mean, even Chicago, the show, like all those, the Chicago Hospital, they merge together all the time, at least once or twice a season. If they can do it.
You
it
get
goes from
Hulk versus
Chicago,
Iron Man, right?
the
That was a comic
firemen
series.
So there's a lot of stuff they can do. But speaking of Superman and Lois Lane TV shows coming out, it's on CW now. Not quite sure how I feel about it, if I'm gonna watch it. I don't know, but I don't really have any opinion on it. I just put it down because I saw it. And then the Walker's Texas Ranger reboot. I'm really enjoying it. It's not like the cheesy thing I remember with Chuck Norris, but it has Jared Padalecki, which I'm a huge fan of from Supernatural. So it's nice to see him doing something, and his wife is actually in it for a little bit. Don't even take away, but kind of excited to see where this goes. Does last. She's dead. Okay, she's dead. She gets murdered
Within the first 5 minutes of the show.
Typical Ruby move.
Yeah.
That's spoiler alert, I guess, a minute ago. But I was literally starting to watch the show. I
was like, oh yeah, his wife said this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
What? But murdered.
Yeah. So I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is an interesting way to start a show of the very first. And I was like, yeah, there's no way she dies. She gets killed. And I was telling my girlfriend this, and she's like, okay. And lo and behold, literally within 5 minutes, she died. Just because of that first scene, you're like, oh yeah, she's dying. Because they're like, oh, I love you so much, blah, blah, blah.
I was like,
one big fucking death flag right there.
Yeah. I was like, fucking Sam and motherfucking Ruby, they're fucking together. Nope, she's dead.
Dead.
But they do like flashbacks and shit. Like, I don't know. It's just the typical fucking drama shit,
Yep, it's just like Big Sky.
But,
I don't know if you guys have watched that at all with
No,
Ryan Phillippe.
No, it's on my to-do
It's
list.
pretty damn good. I enjoy it. a
I'm
lot.
excited
This
to
is pretty
announce
fucking
that
wild.
Jessica Jones and the Punisher are now back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Wasn't a big Jessica Jones fan. Punisher, absolute fucking fantastic TV show. And I'm hoping there's no way it's going to be on Disney Plus. I imagine it's going to be a Hulu original, just because they can't have
So-
that dark fucking shit on.
Yeah,
Disney.
so I saw that they're breaking out. So Disney is breaking out a different it's a one in you but it's the same
I
package
can't
with
see
Disney
your
Plus.
hands.
With Disney Plus, same package. But it's called Star Plus, which is basically, and it's just like an adult portion or section of the
Do we have
Disney.
to go through like a curtain in like a movie store?
Yeah.
No, I believe there
Channel.
is two-factor authentication with it. Like when you enter it, it goes to your phone and you have to click yes.
You have to scan your fucking driver's license. And shit.
But
That was like
basically,
back when we were growing up, when we went to like adult websites. Are you 17? Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm in.
yeah, exactly. It's the same.
Oh, I'm a hacker.
Is it gonna be like another subscription, or is it gonna be like a subset of like?
It's a
your
subset of the
subscription
same
you bought?
subscription.
Okay.
So,
It's basically like
but
parental controls.
yeah, but there's a whole bunch of different movies that they're so they're only doing this right now in the UK and the EU, from my understanding.
To Disney.
Yeah,
Might be a
And-
regulation thing.
and so they
Well,
will.
they have different shit on Netflix too, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have more adult movies and stuff and shows that are going to be on that that one. They're more obviously tailored towards adults, and so
Well,
I
yeah,
think
'cause they have to put somewhere with the catalog of all the Fox shit that they bought.
yeah, because they own so much now.
Yeah, I mean they can't put it on that, so they had to do something. So that makes sense because they're obviously not going to show R-rated shit in Disney.
But
is Disney.
I think in the US, I think it's Hulu's going to be that version for because it just makes sense that they're laying the groundwork over there to be able to put out these new movies, and they already said that they're going to keep doing Deadpool movies. So there's no way you can backtrack that and make that a fucking sparkly disaster. So they have to figure out something.
Like if they like, do you remember watching like R-rated movies on cable or like TV? This mother sucker.
Yep.
and shit
Yes.
like that?
Yes.
like I can just imagine that's like what Disney would be. Is like, you God,
They'll play like
You
American
gosh
Pie
darn-
on Comedy
yeah.
Central, and it's just like
Something like
fucking
that.
butchered.
yeah,
Yes.
just so bad. That's like just what I imagine they do with like Deadpool. It's like him opening and then at the end he's kissing. Movie.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, that's all they can show. Oh man.
Like
But,
half the
yeah,
screen blacked out. at
I'm
any
hoping
given
that they
time.
get
Probably
Daredevil
going to cut
back
out
as
Gina
well.
Carano though out of Deadpool. Um,
I'll get
Who's
to
in
that.
Deadpool? I
But,
didn't know that.
yeah.
yeah, she's the bad girl with Ajax.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But so
Just didn't place it.
Punisher's
Like,
coming
I'm out
back.
of
I hope
faces.
they do continue that. That show was just so brilliant, and then hopefully they get Daredevil as well because that's like top two like shows I loved on Netflix. I still rewatch them, so I'm hoping they come back. And not only that, they can actually like progress them because the rumor is Matt Murdock, Daredevil, is going to be in Spider-Man 3 as the lawyer for Peter Parker. So I'm hoping they can kind of incorporate that and kind of bring this stuff out. There was just issues with these contracts and the rights of the show, so hopefully they come all
Yeah.
back. But
Now that a year has passed, Netflix no longer has the rights to those characters because I believe they owned the rights to the characters specifically. So now that it's gone over a year, it's back in Marvel's hands. So
Yeah, they won't let anything gone like leave for an extended period anymore. Like Sony bought Spider-Man. They just have Spider-Man. Marvel will never get it back.
oh, 100% because they make
I
so much
think
money off
Disney will
video
buy
games and
Sony,
stuff.
the whole company.
Disney will not own PlayStation. No.
I honestly think that they will. I think they're going to buy. I think Disney will
If
do
Disney buys PlayStation, fucking, I guess I'll have to convert, but like, fuck no.
I
Man,
bought
can
my
you imagine
PlayStation
Kingdom
5 for
Hearts?
clout. I didn't buy it for wanting to play it.
Should have given it away to get followers. But speaking of Gianna Carano, let's talk about a little Star Wars here. Um, so something that I thought was very cool is that at the end of The Mandalorian, episode 7 and 8, they didn't have enough costumes for their stormtroopers, so Jon Favreau enlisted a local Legion chapter of fans had their own costumes to come on to do it, which I thought was absolutely just amazing. I mean, obviously you can say, "Oh, that's me," but
Yeah,
they
they
know it's
brought the
them.
like local 501st. Yeah.
Yeah, so they brought like real life fans who had their costumes to come on the show to fill that role, which that had to have been a lifelong dream for Star Wars fans, especially
Oh,
these
yeah.
people that have the whole thing dedicated to them. So I thought that was just so cool. Like Jon Favreau's doing amazing things, other than his whatever Disney movie he destroyed. But Star Wars killing it, and then like the Gina Carano thing just blew my mind.
Yep.
She was given a warning not to do that shit, and she did it anyway.
Yeah,
Fuck.
they were looking for a reason. It wasn't this that everybody's like, oh, it wasn't that bad, blah blah blah. Which it was not a great thing
Yeah,
to post. But it wasn't just this one. If it was just this one thing, people would
Yeah,
like,
no,
oh, whatever.
like,
It was a string of things that she has said that has
Yeah,
been
even though
borderline.
Disney's like, they're so like image conscious that like you still get your fucking 3 strikes. And,
Yep.
like,
Oh, I mean, the Disney like
Fuck.
land rules and shit are absolutely crazy. Like if you
Yeah.
work there,
I mean, that
Like,
one super
I was
popular
watching this
Gaston
video.
like got fired because he stood out too much compared to the other Gaston characters.
Yep.
Yeah, like only that, like they have to say they're friends with. They're not the character. But I literally was watching this video. They have communal underwear. Communal underwear they have to wear under their costumes because other stuff was folded, and they handed in to get washed with their costume at the end of the day. Communal underwear. It's fucking ridiculous.
Ugh.
I mean, it's just their version of Kool-Aid.
Apparently, but oh my god. So two movies that are coming out that are rumored: Young Guns 3. I was a huge Young Guns fans growing up. Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Lou Diamond Phillips, Christian Slater. List goes on and on. I really hope they bring them all back, even though they're all in their 50s and 60s. But I love Young Guns and Young Guns 2. I'm excited that I just love westerns. Reminds me of being with my dad. My dad loved John Wayne. John Wayne, is from Iowa. I might have had something to do with it, but westerns I just absolutely love. I'm excited for that. And then Face Off sequel with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
But it's not confirmed that Nicolas Cage and John Travolta will be in it.
That sounds like a car accident that I cannot wait to watch.
I don't know I have a great Nicolas Cage movie for you to watch. It's called Willy Wonderland.
Oh God,
what?
It's
out
for
if you
rent
listen
right
to
now.
our podcast, Rev, you would know.
I listened to the D&D section.
It's basically Nicolas Cage is trapped in a Chuck E. Cheese when they come to life.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Like,
they try to
museum?
murder him. It's like
like dark.
It's like scary movie in a Chuck E. Cheese.
And he's just like not affected by any of this, and it's just like the whole time he's just like there's like these crazy.
When we get done, Google Willy Wonderland. There's a legit trailer for it.
Like I love Nicolas Cage movies. Like not because like I think he's amazing, but I think he's just such a fantastic Nicolas Cage actor. Like you put Nicolas Cage into a movie to be Nicolas Cage. Like The Sorcerer's Apprentice, fucking A+. Like.
Yeah,
fucking knowing.
Like when I told Kitty about it,
I fucking loved knowing.
He goes, "Is there anything he won't do?" Like, I don't think so.
No,
I'm pretty sure
he'll
like it's so crazy. That guy has a fucking Oscar, man.
Yeah.
From Leaving Las Vegas, and then
I mean,
he was on this trajectory, and then all of a sudden he did fucking Ghost Rider, and it just went to shit.
Oh.
Well, it's because he had a horrible accountant that stole a whole bunch of money, and he was like
so much debt.
He was spending so much money on weird stuff, Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like gold tooth bear stuffed bears and stuff like that. It was
Oh,
like,
dude,
what? Like why is that even a thing?
like Eddie Murphy had one of the largest Elvis collections in the world, and then he finally was like, "What is all this shit?" and then decided to sell it. It's like rich people collecting weird shit. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got for today. You guys got anything you want to touch on?
I don't think so. We could talk about some WoW shit.
I think that's it for me. I think
What
we're
are we
sitting
at,
at
Kenny?
we're sitting at an hour and a half right now.
Okay, we'll save the WoW for next time, but we usually like to do like an hour, hour and a half.
Hi.
Since clearly people only listen to certain sections and don't listen to it all.
I'm sorry. My buddy Kyle listened to the whole thing. He's Rodeska in my Discord.
Yeah.
He's the other D&D player. He's like, yeah, it's great to put some faces with names
There you go.
and voices.
It's just something like, we get 20 to 40 people that watch it on YouTube, but it's just kind of us to come together, bullshit about video games and pop culture. And
Yeah, the
go
other
off
two
on
guys
tangents.
were thrilled that you're having a great time.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Like, like when their reactions to like my story, I was like, did I just fuck something up? And then like I
One of
thought I
them
was
just
doing
wanted to
something
see what was going to happen. He was like, ooh, boy.
great. Yeah, like I don't know. So I mean, it's great like to kind of have like I can only imagine like 4 brand new people how much of a disaster that would be. But having some seasoned players in there to kind of help guide us.
I've been there.
And, like the first day I was kind of letting them take the lead just so I could kind of see, and then then I'm like, okay, time to jump in and just fucking ruin it by telling a great story.
Hey,
But
the very first game I played was in the Star Wars role-playing universe, and I was an engineer. And for whatever reason, we're running across the rooftops, and we see an entire patrol of stormtroopers, fucking shit ton. And I'm like a rebel engineer that has no proficiency with guns. And I just decided to shoot at them, and it got us fucking killed, and we had to start again.
Okay, that's not realistic. Stormtroopers can't hit anything.
Yeah.
No, they can't hit Jedi. They can hit the normal people. Did you ever watch the Rebels fighting them? But no, that was like I was in maybe 5th or 6th grade then. Like we were all fucking brand new players, like first time, and it's fun.
All right.
Look,
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us today on Mediocre Gamers. Thank you guys for listening. If there's anything you want us to talk about or review, mention it in the comments. We'll get to it. Thank you to Rev to coming on and setting up D&D for us.
Absolutely.
And telling us all about the tabletop games and other stuff. He does play a stupid warrior in World of Warcraft.
Nah, that's fucking best class in the game. Fury Warrior.
But when we do our next one, he's gonna be checking out Baldur's Gate 3, so maybe we can get like a little review from him here in the near future. Hopefully DMI will eventually branch out and play something besides Call of Duty, but I don't hold my breath on it.
Come join us in WoW.
No, hard pass.
He refuses. I've offered to pay for his game, his monthly subscription, boosted him up, just won't do it. Don't know why. I even offered to buy him Overwatch that is on sale right now because I have so much fucking WoW gold. I'm like, I'll buy you Overwatch so we can check that out.
If you got so much fucking WoW gold, give me some.
No, I'm saving it for other stuff.
Don't you just gamble that?
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because he watches my streams. Yes, he does gamble all of this gold away.
Swear, all of Kill's money is from me.
I don't know how that guy has. Because he lost like 3 million gold at the end of Legion was still fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how he gets so much fucking.
Where do you think
WoW
that
gold.
I think Minio won it all, and then I fucking lost it all back.
But that's gonna do it for us today. Thank you guys for stopping by. I am Rebel. Find me on all the social media platforms, DMI Patriot, all the social media platforms. Hopefully he'll play another game here soon. Maybe we can get him to play World of Warcraft. Maybe I'll have to set up some side bet to trick him into it. Maybe get his girlfriend involved. Maybe a Chihuahua and a slug. Who knows what's going to happen? I got a lot of schemes going on to get this done. But As always, thank you so much for listening. Keep on gaming. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.